guys, welcome back to another episode of Uncle Bo TV. I'm your boy CuZo Smif. I got my buddy here, football teammate, you know what I'm saying, gun enthusiast, Malik Hopkins. How you doing, brother?
Good, bro. Just got done working out, so coming.
I feel you. Keeping in shape, huh?
Trying to, bro. Tweaked my groin the other day playing in fives, Hunt League, so trying to keep it light but hitting the gym at the same time. So yeah.
Shout out to Aunt League, man, doing his thing down here in Tampa, bro.
Definitely.
For sure. All right, so we're gonna get right on into it, man. So, like, where'd you grow up and what was it like?
So originally, Orlando, Florida, born and raised, at ORMC. So I can tell you because a lot of people say they're from Orlando, but people be lying. Yeah, man, I'm from Orlando. Pretty much grew up every part of Orlando. Most of my people are like from like the Jones downtown area, with everybody party and stuff. That's like most of the urban schools are at. So yeah, man, I grew up there. Played all sports growing up, soccer, baseball. I'm the only child, so yeah, mama had to keep it going. So that was part of the thing growing up, bro. I didn't play it at all. You can ask me questions because I can just keep going. So,
yeah, I know. And that's my thing. I just want you to like feel like this is, your space to just, say whatever you feel. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, like you mentioned being the only child. Like, what are some of like the pros and cons of being the only child? Because I'm one myself.
So my dad does have other kids, but that's like I grew up with my mom, so it's like I'm my mom's only child. But just in general, bro, like everybody say you feel blase. Like everybody think that until you're in that situation and your mom got to tell you no because we got to do this football equipment, and you got to wait. So it was one of those where I had a little bit of both sides of it, like the good side of being spoiled and the other side of not having nobody to talk to. I have to be around my cousins, and it's just different with the only child. You have to like get a lot of stuff from friends and family, like figure out stuff. That's pretty much the biggest pros and cons for that.
Okay, true. Cause same thing, but I'm really like my mom and dad's only child. You feel what I'm saying? The only thing is that like now I'm stepping into, my dad is a fiance now. You know what I'm saying? So the lady that he's with now have kids. So it's like now I'm going into that stepbrother kind of thing. So it's different for me because, like you said, you ain't really got nobody to necessarily talk to. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things where you got to talk to your cousins about situations, that your big brother or your little brother could probably help you out with. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Figure out for yourself. Like a lot of stuff, it's one of those type things where it's cool and all being the only child. At the same time, it having a sibling. So
yeah. So growing up, like, have you ever seen like any like violence firsthand? Like, seen somebody get shot, killed, stabbed, whatever?
Not at I don't want to say per se at an early age, necessarily because my mom being the only child, and my mom was one of those people who, like, went through stuff in her childhood, so like she kind of kept me away from a lot of stuff. Like I seen stuff going on, but I wasn't like directly into it and like around it until like I was a little bit older to like, oh, that don't make sense. I always questions like that was as a kid, but nah, I don't want to say I didn't really crazy until really when I started going to private school. That's when stuff was like, all right, this ain't supposed to be here. So yeah, that's
so like what was that like? What was that stuff that you like experienced there?
I mean, I done seen teachers touching little girls, like people was getting fighting, stabbed at the middle school and middle school and the high school. there, so it was tricky because I went to private school from like grade 8. Like that was my mostly experience. So it was like different because public school, it was like it was just is, and I felt like I had a lot more freedom because at private a lot strict. They be battling you like you bring guns to school. Like it was crazy.
Jeez. Especially like, okay, like would it be in like private school? Like some private schools be like 8th grade to 12th grade, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like having that big mix of like different ages, shit can pop off, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we was K to 12, so
Yeah.
they put up on stuff like that. Like it was a pretty cool school. Like some of my teammates were like going to like alternative schools, like and really about their life, and they would come to practice with us, their thing. So it was one of those things where like I kind of always seen stuff at a young age and kind of stayed away from. So I always was that one like, hey, wait, let's do this. I always avoided the BS part.
Okay. Okay. So like would you say um like where did you start getting into like wanting to protect yourself, learning about guns and everything like that? Like when did that start?
Okay, so originally I was supposed to go to the military to do like the whole infantry thing, and I want to do clothes. But at the time I was trying to take ASVAB, I could not pass it. Like I was just studying for it and stuff like that, and I just couldn't get enough high enough score. So I ended up finding that I have dyslexia, and I never knew that I had like those weird things were like I always felt like I learned different than most people, and I tell a lot of people that dyslexia that a person is slow or retarded, whatever. It just learning is different. Most people can sit and read a book. Now being grown, I've trained myself to read, but as my girlfriend, I can sit and watch YouTube for hours and learn the same information like that. So it was one of those things where I figured that out, and then Georgia, because I'm history, that stuff started popping off. So I was like, we have like a gap right now as Black people going on in the country that we need to kind of protect. Kind of just woke that up in me. Like I stuff from like different militias and stuff. So it kind of swayed me, and I was around because of what I was doing. So it just kind of just sparked interest in me, bro. And I kind of talked to my friend about it, and I went to Job Corps with. I went to job security, so I already had with protecting people. It was just the part just kind of came, bro. It was something I just thought about one day, training and doing it ever since.
Okay. So like what would you because like you said security, is the mental role of okay, this is the job where I could live or die kind of thing. And it's completely different from any other job. So what state were you in when you went into that? Like were you just like I'm gonna do this, or was it like you were kind of hesitant?
So originally I wasn't gonna do security at all. I was just gonna go to the military and do the infantry stuff and painting at Job Corps. But Job Corps that I was in got shut down because of Hurricane Irma. So yeah, bro, they was like, hey, North Carolina, you want to stay? Like, so I need to get my diploma. So man, I'm gonna go ahead and go up there. So I went to North Carolina, was up there, and they was like, we don't have painting up here. You got to pick a different trade. I'm like, why would y'all send me here if my trade's not here? Like they got jobs every state in the United States, even Hawaii and Alaska. So it's a thing. So I was like, instead of going to a whole nother center, getting acclimated, meeting new people, all that stuff. I already had my friends that I transferred with. I was afraid. So I was already familiar kind of with security. And then I jumped, and my instructor, she was, a loss prevention. She was big on psychology. So she was like teaching me stuff and showing me stuff, and we both Libra, so like we was just like, you feel me, here mentally. So it's just one of those things that I found out I was good at and I was bad as a kid. So if you're bad, you know, you just gotta guard the stuff that how that happen.
Okay, okay, and that's the thing. Like most guys don't necessarily talk about, you know, having a female instructor and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to something that's supposed to be manly. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like to hear that you actually had, you know, a dope, you know, strong female doing her thing in security. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. So that's pretty big.
Yep.
Okay. So it's been a, you know, a viral video going around of DaBaby trying to kiss this girl, right? My question to you, how would you handle that situation as security? Would you step in or would you let him do his thing?
It's a little bit tricky. First of all, as a security guard, bro, you gotta know guarding. You gotta know how their personality. You gotta know what they like, what they don't like, how they is when they're with people, when they is when they by themselves. Because a lot of celebrities be introverts, but when they get around people, they turn on that switch. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those type things. How I would have handled it, I kind of would have been on him closer than he was to that crowd anyway, because when you walk into the first crowd, you really know who gonna reach out, woman or female. Mm-hmm. But the kind of losing it for a minute, bro. He like, I don't know. He a cool dude like that. He really, you know, stand on what he stand on. But the baby mama stuff, I don't mean the young boy stuff I'm not tripping on, but the baby mama stuff and then some of the other stuff he be doing and saying about the LBGQ, like, bro, every person got that, bro. Like, all they like that. Like, don't get I agree with it, but come on, bro. It's better ways stuff. So it's hard being his security in general.
Hell yeah.
And then he got to fight, you feel me? Like, and he threw one punch and then right, so they got if you would have sued them, they all had to go to court and go through all these legal matters for no reason. Mm-hmm. When you talk to dude like he wants to talk, like, so yeah, man, that's how.
Yeah, because bro, as soon as I seen it, I immediately thought about you, because I was like, I wonder what he would have did in that situation, because you gotta understand, it's just like, bro, that's your job. You know what I'm saying, to protect him, but at the same time, he in the fucking wrong. So I figured you'd be like, man, that would have been a tough one right there.
Yeah, the biggest thing when you hear it, bro, you just got to take a second to think. You got to think legally, then, because if you think emotionally about your gun and shoot somebody, you're going to go to jail legally. So you always deal with the legal first and the second, like.
So quick question.
What's up?
So how do you feel about, you know, the gun laws and how, you know, America's trying to control the guns and everything like that? Do you agree with it? Or do you feel like people should, you know, start learning a little bit more before things get out of control?
So it's one of those things where criminals, if good people having guns and they're doing much, but criminals are guns, and that's the people that they try to stop from getting close. So, being that we are in Florida, like one of the best states, like firearms, because we have stand your ground, basically means that if you get into it and I try and you try, I can still be the aggressor and stand my ground. I don't have to try to run away from you.
Yeah.
So that's what that basically. In other states, they don't have that. They kind of free, try to hide, then they can pull out their gun. So that's a good thing. I think a lot of anything that happens with violence, if more people had guns, shoot each other, because if I know you got a gun and I got a gun, the less chance of me pulling it out and getting into a fist fight with you. It's like two boxers. Like, you don't see boxers fight what they can do to each other. Like,
yeah.
Like you just gotta get it to the point where like people do it safe. They already have background checks where you have to make sure you're not mentally ill. Your enough with a firearm, you got to go shoot it first. So there's ways to make it easier, but all that, you know, trying to make people pay a tax for it, and you got to pay taxes for ammo, like that's constitutional. Like that's the whole reason of them even giving us the Second Amendment was to protect ourselves from government if everything was left. So the point of trying to make everything harder is kind of like opposite of what you got in that Constitution. So yeah.
That's a great answer, man.
Yeah, man. It's tricky, bro, because it's always like they change parts out. Like, I got an AR pistol, and they have these things called hand grips. You can't have it perfectly 90 degrees, but if it's tightly like this, then it's like you have to keep up with it because it'll be this for 2 months, something else. So, and you can go from being a felon to not like a piece of equipment. So, yeah, man, you got to your laws and your equipment.
Wow, because I didn't even know it was like down to the hand grip. Man, that's crazy.
Remember the things that they had where people they got a thing called a bump stop. Put it on the back of your gun and makes your gun like rock back and shoot quicker, like almost semi-automatic. I mean, like full automatic. They because the Parkland stuff. So they taking a lot of stuff off the market slowly but surely.
Of course. Do you think that it's aimed towards, you know, minority groups getting guns, or do you think it's just a thing where they literally trying to crack down on having a gun in general?
I mean, it's one of those things where like you gotta be nice, bro. Like they always gonna try to make stuff harder. At the end of the day, like unless we change the laws, we're not gonna be able to change that. It's just in the meantime. But if you don't have a record, you can go get a gun easily. In Florida, you don't even a license to buy a gun and carry a gun. You can't carry it on your person, carry it in your car, or you can house. It's called the castle doctrine. You can Google it. Yeah. So I tell people that keep your car unloaded, not one in the head, and you're good. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. So like that's the thing, because you know you get a lot of wrongful arrest. You know what I'm saying? People who are actually going to jail for crimes that they didn't do. Now they still some of these people, you know what I'm saying? Like the big stories, the record is, you know, somewhat expunged. But for a lot of other people, that record is still there. Even though they did commit the crime, all the evidence been there, they out, they free, but that crime is still on their person.
It's tricky, bro, because if we're getting technical, there's two different arrest records and they have criminal records. So I've been arrested before. I have a arrest record, but I don't have a criminal. So I can still go get jobs, and it shows that I was arrested, but I wasn't formally charged. They don't care if you went to jail for it. They care if you got charged. You feel me? So those are the two differences. I tell people, like my best friend that I went to job corps with, he like just turned 21, or he's about to turn 21 on the 4th. I'm like, bro, you can get it, but don't be around here carrying it, bro, because if you case before you turn 21, you're not gonna be able to get it for life. Like once you turn a felon, you cannot own a firearm around them. Like, so that's what I mean. I in the legit area, but it's like, bro, especially if you're not in the street, you want to just carry it like it's a badge. Like it ain't gonna.
Right. They don't learn. You know what I mean? The youngsters don't learn. But I think that's what it is. I feel like once you start teaching, you know, laws and you know, how to shoot properly, how to be around, you know, people who are in that industry, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it'll be a little bit safer. You feel what I'm saying? Like you won't just have knuckleheads out here just carrying shit all blase blase. You feel what I'm saying? So I think, yeah. And I think it's pretty dope that you know so much. So it's like you can really help the youth, you know, who be like, yeah, you know, I want to have a gun for my protection. Not necessarily be like, yeah, I just want to shoot shit up. You feel what I'm saying? And if you teach them that, now you have little people who can go out to other dumb knuckleheads and be like, yo, bro, don't do that. You feel me? Just come to this class or whatever.
My biggest thing, bro, is like, so I do security. I've been doing it for like a year in Tampa. I cannot just pull out my body if they make me mad. You have to know, like, even that's why I tell people, like, knowing how to shoot is cool, fun, but you gotta know how to use your hands. You feel me? It's the biggest thing, because you don't have a gun, or you not 7 foot trying to arm to meet somebody else. I cannot shoot you. I gotta try to fight you. Mace you. I gotta do all these things, so it's always good to tell kids to know how to use their hands. Even bullies, like, don't bully you, bro. Like, you gotta learn how to fight back, because that creates a mentality that goes deeper. It's just us fighting each other. Pulled over, you automatically scared. You feel me? Increasing in. So I try to tell people to do it all, man. Fight, learn how to wrestle, everything, bro, because you never know. You never know.
It can get dangerous out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but that's my biggest thing that I like the most, is that you know your laws. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, for us as, you know, black men, it's kind of tough to even, I don't know, to even just be out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people are already not necessarily intimidated, but they already assume that we're just aggressive. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't necessarily need guns to fear anybody. You feel what I'm saying? It's just the fact of having a gun adds more, you feel me? Add more aggression. So, bro,
yes.
So I think that's why I'm saying, I think it's dope that you have like this calm demeanor, and you know a lot about these guns, and you have them. You feel me? You ain't just like, bro, I'm gonna just go get my shit. Fuck it. You feel me? So like, bro, and that's the thing. It's just knowing you in person and seeing your demeanor is just, bro, that's crazy. You feel me?
It's one of those things where, like, don't get me wrong, I've always not feel cool, collect person. Like, I used to be very open, but in the process to kind of just studying and learning different stuff, it kind of created an introvert in me. So like I'm very, you know me personally, I'm laid back. I can sit around, put my headphones on, not talk to people, but if you want to talk, we can do this. So I just try to, hey, bro, if it's about now, football, shooting, life, you feel me? I got a little advice on everything, you feel me? So yeah.
All right, so enough about guns. Let's talk about something else. So, you know, you got a lady, you know what I'm saying? How long you guys been, you know, together? Yeah, okay. So what are some of the things where it's just like, you know, you're comfortable? Like what made you comfortable at this point? Like, to be like, yeah, I'm gonna lock it in.
I don't know, bro. I just got older. Like, I don't know. And then stuff happens when you meet people and, like, become friends, and you become best friends. And then it's like, all right, I'm finna do this, blase, like, this person. So it was one of those things. It kind of was natural and forced.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of those people. Like, I don't talk to certain family members if they make me mad. So,
no, I feel you.
So I'm just one of those people. So it's one of those things where I do this thing where then I don't date, then I date, then I don't. Like, I had like a relationship past high school, so that was tricky for me. But you grow, bro, and I've seen, you know, other people relationships, and I've learned how to a person where I'm happy, and if I make my life better to be around those people. That's what.
Okay. All right. One more question.
What's up?
So it's been going out, you know, the story's been around, as far as like Russell Wilson, right? So it's a lot of, you know, men in sports or whatever the case may be, they want to dog out Russell Wilson for being a square. What's your take on that?
I mean, bro, it's crazy because I'm one of those people, because I have like a psychology credits in high school. Like, personality is a personality. It doesn't. Some people corny. Like, it's just what it is. Not like people are saying he's a bad person, he's a bad human. Some
Mm.
people say that. Some people, can't dance. People left, men move. You feel me? So it's different. But it's like everybody can't dance. You don't look at them because they can't dance. That's just how they are. But I've noticed that in our society, like, a lot of women are used to guys wanting street guys. And when you don't have a street guy actually work and actually got an honest job, his personality is gonna be a little bit different. Some of them can be an honest man, working a 9 to 5, blase blue, and be chill, cool, blase blase.
Mm.
But everybody, he went to certain schools, white people, his age, white, so it's like he kind of fall from that tree. But ever like it? Did she land in bed having kids with him? Feel me? Like, but I don't. I'm on the same side too. It's like it's corny, like, but don't make him a bad person, but he is.
Yeah. But I know I said that was gonna be the last one, but I'm capping.
Nah, you good. Good.
Will Smith. I was gonna hold this until like the next episode, but I couldn't. It's been bugging me.
Okay.
Do you think he's broken? Do you think this was like this is it? Like this man, he broken?
I don't. I got like multiple about that, but I see pictures of him, Jada sitting in chairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
This picture says everything. Jada legs open like a dude, and Will had his legs kicked, and that just kind of sucks. It's like it's one of the things where like I'm not into the point of like trying to take stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like she playing some type of games on him, and she kind of got some sick going on where she was telling somebody that her grandma taught her at 8 years old how to like pleasure herself. So when she go to have sex with a man, she won't think that pleasure is something else. And like everybody at the table, like, yeah, that's sick. Like, your
Yeah.
kids sexual acts before they even like you, like basically breaking their mind, and feel me. So I don't know. Got that part of it, and have the part where like now comedians when they do their stand up, they can't, because they got people walking on stage feeling like they can slap people. Like it's sort of like a ripple effect. That I don't think that he can't do his movies right now. They put all his on hold. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
we ain't seen Jada in no movie in how long?
Exactly.
She ain't breaking. Red talk cool, but it's breaking movies like.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Ain't gonna be no crazy money coming in like that.
Bro, it's not, bro. It's crazy, but like, um, maybe it sparked something. He started doing his best work. I don't know if you seen King Richard.
Yeah.
That movie was fine.
Yes.
He deserved the Oscar, so maybe he got something else going. But the Bad Boys, that bad on it. I can tell you that now.
Oh hell no.
Nah, that was trash, bro. So
Hell yeah. And that's the thing. He had a lot of good projects coming up. You feel what I'm saying? Like his own documentary was supposed to come out. That shit on hold. You feel me? His little biopic that he was about to do. So, man.
and then you still got some people saying it was fake. Now looking from him being banned for 10, I don't see the plot behind that. You feel?
Yeah.
Why would he slap him for fake? Because I really think he was sitting there, laugh, just like any. Not gonna say any dude. Well, he made a funny joke. He laughed. Any dude gonna look at his girl. He looked at her, seen her, and was like, "Oh, I'm about to go, points back." And if it was me, first of all, that joke is two-sided. You know that, right?
Yeah.
About the chick that played G.I. Jane, husband to go with somebody else.
Mm.
Yeah, so she bald headed like Jada, and she cheated like Jada. So it's like a
Yeah.
double. So that, that's what he was really meaning by that. But like Jada didn't, you know how Jada, and so
That's
yeah,
why I said I knew it was something deeper like that, where it was like it was from a funnier vision. You know what I'm saying? But Jada wanted to make it all emotional and shit.
yeah.
And
She white boy from the '70s show. I mean
mm,
the chick mess with Kusher, whatever his name is.
yeah, Jared Kushner.
Yeah, yeah, shit, yeah. So
Man, um, but no. I think it was what's that man name? What is his name? That's crazy because he with Mila Kunis. That's how
oh
Ashton
yeah,
Kutcher. That's his name, Ashton
that
Kutcher.
guy.
Yeah, I said Jared Kushner. That's fucking that's Trump's son.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I only know us.
That's it. That's all we need to know,
That's it,
man.
bro.
But yeah, I really do appreciate you hopping on the podcast, bro. I really appreciate it. But yeah, man, that's another episode of Uncle Bo TV, man. Be out.
Hit me up, bro. Be safe
For
out here.
sure.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.